Honestly, I don't know. Alec Baldwin and his beautiful wife, Ilaria, are doing it. They've got 4 kids, ranging from 5 months to 5 years old. It's a lot to handle, right? It'll keep you going. But perhaps Alec's biggest dad challenge, well, is knowing how to keep his cool when his 22-year-old model daughter, Ireland, sends out an Instagram post like this. Ooh, and it goes viral. Alec was about to tell us how he responded to Ireland's post. Plus, he's going to tell us about the personal health struggle his family recently helped him through. Alec Baldwin, my friend, come on out here.
The studio is like an airport. Should I go over here?
Go this side. You know, oh, they love you.
I always say when I come here, I say, this studio of yours is like an airport terminal. We need to have like a duty-free shop over here and a Starbucks over here.
It is
the
good to
biggest
see
stage
you.
in Manhattan.
It is a big stage. They used to...
Now I want to ask you a quick question.
Please.
Didn't all your daughters post pictures of themselves like half naked on a motorcycle?
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
I've had this. Well, first of all, I've had adult daughter issues, which we'll talk about as well. But before that, how did you react and how did you feel? Because they're different when you saw that picture.
I think that Ireland is a model, and she does a lot of fitness modeling, so swimwear and athletic wear. In that world, I guess, it's like anything goes these days.
So as a father of 3 grown children, I struggle as well. And we want to protect our daughters, but at the same time, they're going to grow up. And Ireland now is a model, but she's a public person. And she's out on her own, making a name for herself. So how do you deal with that? What's it like for you?
Well, I don't know what it was like for you, but I mean, in this day and age where Me Too, Time's Up, sexual assault, all these issues that have become very front and center now. And so as a father with girls, I'm grateful that both daughters I have from 2 different marriages have very capable mothers. Yeah. Because the mother is the one who's going to teach the girl, I think, how to get around in the world.
Yep. It's hard for us to break through. Well, let's talk about it, Laurie. Congratulations, you're in order. Since the last time, only a year ago, you were here, your 5-month-old Romeo is with us. Right. Congratulations, a 4th child. Yeah. Cute little thing, right? Yeah. 4th child, but they're all under 5, which keeps you going. What's it like when you go home now?
I literally have a moment now. I walk in the door and I'm not kidding. I take a pause and I'm like, how did this happen? What happened here? I was single, I was divorced, I had 1 kid. I remember being in a restaurant. I remember she was very beautiful. I remember we talked and I thought she was very interesting and very colorful and smart. And then, boom, I got 4 kids. Like Jiffy Pop. It was like boom, 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 boom. And yeah, we have 4 kids. And it's, but I must say that I'm at a time in my life, I'm 60, and I'm at a time in my life when work is just in a different place. Yeah. I mean, I love working, and the things I do, I enjoy, but I certainly was ready to have something else that was more powerful and more meaningful to put my energy into.
But since you're a father now, what's it like?
Well, I mean, I think that it's my wife works, and she enjoys working. But she also has accepted, as a lot of women do, it's a very difficult thing for women. My wife could go out the door and be, your daughter is, in broadcasting, and she's a famous, host of a show, and your daughter is this absolutely gorgeous woman who I'm madly in love with, Daphne, and no, she's just, I love her. She's this fabulous woman.
Well, Laurie and Daphne have a podcast, by the way.
Yes.
Which I know takes time. They're both perfectionists at this. So it does put some more pressure on you. And I'm wondering, because I've always thought of you as sort of being hands-on. You
not anymore.
No. Well, how's that? How's it different now, taking care of the kids, as when you were taking care of Ireland when she was a child?
Well, I think it's much more complicated when you're in a house where we had kids so quickly. We had 4 kids in 4.5 years. So when you walk in my kitchen, and a 5-year-old child is the oldest child in the room. To put that in perspective, there's 4 little kids. They're all little with their needs and everything. So they're kids, so they're going to do what they do. But my wife, what I love about her is she's always maintaining an energy in the house of them apologizing to each other, saying please and thank you to each other. Not just the exchange between adults, but that the relationship between the children is a healthy one.
So
I love that.
I hear that Hilaria might want to have another baby. I'm just curious.
Who told you that?
I've got my
I didn't hear that.
Are you ready for another baby?
Well, my wife said, I want to have another baby. We want to have another girl. And I said, I hope you and your next husband are very happy together. And we can all be friends. Maybe we go live in a compound together and have breakfast together. Well, let's all be friends and be collaborative. And I hope he's a nice guy. I wish you well. I hope you're happy. And no, but she wants to have another one. And maybe we will. We'll see.
We'll see. All right.
You got a job for me?
Oh, you always have a job. Coming up, Alex will open up about the serious surgery which he actually had that has changed his life and how playing Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live is affecting his health. His interesting answer when we come back. We're back with the one and only Alec Baldwin. Had serious surgery this past winter, a hip replacement.
Well, I went along and I had back pain and I'd hurt my back, and that was a condition that would come and go and sometimes get worse from an injury I did doing a play in New York many years ago. And then the summer of last year, like 2007, I'm playing tennis, and I felt a pain I'd never felt before. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? And I go in and I get x-rayed, and they said, you're bone on bone. And I have a congenital dysplasia. You're a doctor, so you know what that is.
That's when your hips are born a little wide. That's why they put those kids in little binders sometimes when they're young.
And the ball doesn't fit into the socket properly and so forth.
So it's your mother's fault.
Yeah, well, believe me, I'm happy to. I called her again. Another thing that I owe to you. No, but I go and they say to me they're going to have the surgery, which is very, very complicated because you have to have at least a couple of weeks you can lay low and not do anything.
Yep.
So I had this one done. I have to have the other one done. But I tell people when they do that, I say, get x-rayed when you're like in your 40s and find out, do you have that dysplasia? I mean, see a doctor and have them tell you.
You know, this is the 10th year of the show.
I'm not a doctor, but...
No, but you play one on talk shows, which we'll get to in a second. But when I started the show, hip replacement, people always thought it was an older person's problem.
Well, I played football on weekends with my friends till I was 40 years old. I played tennis, I'd ski. I mean, even when I was, and this is critically, I think, significant, is even, excuse me, even when I was heavy and I got really overweight and bloated from my, later on we'll talk about my sugar condition. Yeah. And when I gained weight from that, I still felt strong, and I would, I go chop wood, and I felt good, you know what I mean? And when this hip thing happened, I did not feel good. I was in so much pain, I was nauseous every day.
Since you didn't really have a lot of background on this, when you walked out of the doctor's office and he said, hey, you've got bone on bone, you're gonna have your hip replaced, what were you feeling?
I was so depressed. I thought, well, because you hit that age, I'm 60. And I felt good. I mean, even when, like I say, even when I was heavy, I felt like I could do things and play and run and do this. And when this happened, you start to think about, well, now I'm a car, that the parts are falling off the car.
Yes,
I'm a car, the car's going down the road. It's got no hubcaps and the fender's hanging off. And now I'm thinking, going, oh God, that's me. I'm that car now, And it's very demoralizing when you face something. Anything we have, I mean, you're a doctor, you know this. Anything you face that just has a whiff of mortality.
Yes.
You start to get very emotional. So,
Well, one of the reasons I love your wife is Hilaria posted this beautiful picture of Hilaria holding Alex's hand in the recovery room. And, I know she took good care of you. Do you think you were a good patient? Were you whining all the time, moping around?
I had hernia surgery years ago. I had the little groin hernia, and I had surgery back in 2006, or I forget when. Quite a while ago. And when I'm done, this woman that was the head of the recovery room was this, middle-aged African-American woman. She had all the credentials on her. She was the head lady. And I wake up from the surgery, and, they give you some pretty space-age drugs when they're going to cut you open, you know what I mean? And I wake up in the thing, and she says, Mr. Baldwin, I'm Muriel so-and-so. I'm the head of the ICU. And I literally looked at her, I go, Muriel, I love you, Muriel. I love you, baby. Like, I was so happy to be alive.
Yes.
And when they put you under, I think, what if I don't wake up? And when I woke up, I was like, have dinner with me, Muriel.
Were you as loving with Hilaria when you recognized her?
My wife is, I'm very lucky. My wife is the easiest person to love I've ever met in my life.
Oh.
She's the easiest person to like. She's the easiest person to love. She's the easiest person to be around. The other day I was saying something to her, we were arguing about something, and my wife literally turns to me, she goes, Alec, tomorrow you're going to wake up and say, I love you and I cannot live without you. She goes, so why don't we just jump to that right now? And I thought, oh my God, she's funny.
I know she's been hammering you a little bit on your diet. I hear this, through social channels.
Well, she holds up a mirror. She doesn't hammer. She's very laid back, but she does say, whatever you want to do. And we can talk about that, my whole pre-diabetic.
Well, let's do that. Explain to everybody, because you've learned a lot about it.
Well, you're trim, and you've been trim your whole life.
Well, so I played football in college.
Right.
And
Where'd you go?
At Harvard.
Where'd you play?
Safety.
Oh, my God.
And I was bigger.
You were bigger?
Yeah, I was bigger. It was mostly muscle, but I had fat on. And then when I became a physician, I saw a lot of people who were heavy not doing well. And I thought to myself, I'd rather be a slimmer version of myself and live longer for the people I love.
Right.
And and I've talked to the audience many times, if you make it easy to do the right thing, it happens. But diabetes sneaks up on folks, not just because of weight, for other reasons as well. Some people are genetically predisposed.
Right.
And when you do have diabetes or pre-diabetes, it changes a lot. It has that, as you mentioned, that whiff of mortality.
Well, I think the other thing is I go and I had Lyme disease. No, I had a kidney stone. And I go into the doctor and he does my blood work and he goes, hey man, your sugar is insane. We did your blood work. Your sugar is nuts. And he goes, I think you're diabetic or you're pre-diabetic. And then in the ensuing 6 or 7 months, I was going to do a movie. I wanted to lose weight and I lost 35 pounds in a 6 or 8 month period to go do this movie, Blue Jasmine, for Woody Allen.
Yes.
And I'm there, and the whole idea was that, even my doctor said, I've never seen in my professional career, in my entire medical career, someone crash their numbers, their A1C numbers and everything, as effectively as you did.
But by losing weight?
No, by manipulating diet only. No cookies, mints, candy, fruit, ice cream, no dessert, no pasta, bread, rice, any grains. It was salad and fish and vegetables and so forth for quite a while. I lost 35 pounds. I felt great. But what I've learned in my life, and for everybody, I have to say this, and I'm not just saying this because you're a friend. I mean, obviously, I respect medicine and doctors, and you have to talk to your doctor. They got to tell you what's going on. But for me, it was like as if I could just stop eating sugar.
Yes. I
stopped eating sugar, and my weight would go, my numbers would go bang, and I feel great. Now, again, my wife is the one that taught me the metaphor of the brimming cup. If you eat a little bit of sugar and then you don't eat it for 3 or 4 days, then you eat a little bit of sugar, then it goes down. But if you eat it and then eat it, then it spills over, the cup is full, that's when I feel so sick. It makes me sick. Yeah. When I don't do it, I feel great. So talk to a doctor, talk to an endocrinologist to make sure you're doing the right thing.
But I'll tell you, let me speak to the doctor side of this. Yeah. It's a lot easier for us to manage you if you're doing the diet stuff on your own. Because it's hard for me to sprinkle insulin on a cookie. It doesn't quite work like you think it would.
That's a great idea.
That's right.
Why don't we go bake some insulin cookies right now? Next on the Dr. Oz Show.
Yeah.
No, but you're very right in that the less sugar I eat, the better I feel.
All right. Up next, more with Alec Baldwin. Stay with us. That was a clip from the new Alec Baldwin show. It's on ABC. It's right across the studio from here. Well, you enjoy it?
Well, I have 4 kids. I need all the money I can get my hands on. I need money. I need a big bag of money. These kids cost me a fortune. It's driving me nuts, But no, the show was another example of a way to stay home and shooting things and developing projects where I can stay with my family. That's the priority. So,
do you enjoy the show? You enjoy talking to folks?
Well, I love doing a show. I mean, you do a show every day, which is a different grind. I can't even express to you how tough it is to do a daily show. It's really tough. Fallon and you and Colbert and everybody that's on every day. That's a really, really different muscle. And for me, we shoot in bundles. We get a stage in this building, as you know. Sometimes we've actually borrowed your set. I'm on the phone going, is Oz out of there yet? Get him out of there.
Just now.
And we come and we shoot Match Game in this building and we shoot the talk show. And we do it in bundles. So we clear out a week or 2, book all the guests we can, and we bring them on. And hopefully we book people where it's something that the audience wants and I'm interested in them at the same time.
Yeah. One of the biggest stages of all is Saturday Night Live, the iconic program that we all have grown up with and is still dominant. And you're playing Donald Trump again this year, which is, you all love him as Donald Trump. Alec is fantastic. I know it's fun, or you wouldn't do it.
There's one guy in the fuchsia colored shirt there with the glasses. He did not clap when they said no. No, it's
now
okay.
he's clapping.
I always hope we have one Donald Trump fan in the audience. And you can tell, because everybody else is going, that's so funny. And then one guy's like, I hate that Alec Baldwin up there. He's horrible.
But there's a lot of stress. Since you mentioned Donald Trump fans, there's a lot of stress when people come after you personally when they don't like what you're doing to imitate. Even as talented as it is.
I've really gotten to the point where, first of all, America right now is a place which is a boiling pot of very intense opinions. Americans are on both sides, are very upset. And they're very angry. People who think that Trump is someone who does not represent what the chief executive of the commander-in-chief of the country should be, and other people who think he's exactly what he should be. And that, I've never seen people argue about that more in my lifetime than now. And I think that in this country, if we change the campaign finance system in this country, that is the linchpin of all the problems in America today. It's very painful.
Would you ever run for office?
I tell you the truth, I would love to run for office. I think I would be a great president. We would have insulin-coated cookies in the White House. Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz would come sprinkle the insulin on the cookies for Thanksgiving and for Halloween. I think, seriously, there is a part of me that would love to try to bring, again, what I call common sense. There's things that you know and that you know and that we know that the government should be doing in education and in infrastructure and so forth. There's just things we need to get straightened out because the United States really is behind so many other countries in technology and so forth. But my wife said she would divorce me if I ran for office. So
she did?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, how long will you keep portraying Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live?
Well, that's tough to say. If I have a fifth child, I'm going to be a greeter in Vegas at a hotel to pay my bills. We don't have no time for Trump. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm Alec Baldwin. Remember me? I was in Beetlejuice.
Well, meanwhile, you can see Alec's new show, The Alec Baldwin Show. It airs Sunday nights on ABC. What time?
Here's what I suggest. I think it could be 9 o'clock, it could be 10 o'clock, I don't remember. But why don't you just put the channel on ABC at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, right after the football game. Watch the football game, I'm all for that. Then right after the football game, go to ABC and leave it there.
It's on Sunday nights.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.